New job in the shop today. TVR Chimaera, whatever they're called. Needs a new brake master cylinder. Bit of a pig of a job, this one. They're actually inside here, so big fiberglass shell. Obviously you can get to your brake reservoir and clutch master cylinder in there as well. So to get this out, you've got to take the steering column out. I'll grab a torch, one sec. So first things first is steering column out. And then there's a pedal box there and everything's stuck to the back of it there. There's also some brake lines, clutch lines go up there into a boss. But this is what I'm bothered about. Getting stuff out. It's just nuts and bolts, but the wiring seems to be a bit of a mess under here, so I'm not looking forward to that. I think we're going to take the steering cowl off. Then obviously disconnect all the wires, let them hang down. Then get the steering column out. You can see those little bolts at the back, and then there's a UJ at the front there as well. Once that's out, there's a whole bunch of bolts up there. A bunch of bolts holding it in that go through to the wheel arch. Yeah, bit of a nasty job, but nothing's impossible. It's just nuts and bolts after all. First step is to jack up your car, obviously. That's to expose the steering column at the bottom there. I've gone ahead and cleaned it up and also marked it with white nail polish, just so I get it back in the right alignment. You can just about see there's some very small screws here that holds it to the bottom of the car. And if we take you inside, I've just taken the steering column shroud off, disconnected all the plugs, wires. You can see it's a bit of a mess, but it doesn't look too bad, to be honest with you. Next thing to do, really, we've got a couple of bolts up here, and then those bolts down there, and obviously take off the UJ on the other side. So I'll come back to you when I've struggled a little bit. Now, I've also undone the two UJs here. You can see I've got a chisel in there, and that just keeps it splayed slightly, so hopefully it comes off the splines a bit easier. Next thing to do, really, I think there's only two bolts holding this on now, and they're under there. So let's see what happens. Now, I've got one bolt already on this side. Just going to do the last bolt there that's just holding it up, and hopefully she'll slide right out. Fingers crossed. Two washers on the top, don't forget that. It looks like it's stuck on the splines at the front, but that's not a problem. Let's try and get the steering lock to kick in. There we go. Yeah, I think we'll give that a little bit of a nip and a tuck inside there. Let me try and get you set up on here. Give it a bit of a squirt because it makes you feel better. Correct tool for the job. She's a-coming. There she goes. Now, I'll give them a nice clean up before they go back in, because that was a bit stiff. Let's go inside and see how it comes out. Ta-da! She's out. That was slightly easier than I expected. Now comes the hard part. Fluid extracted. Obviously you can see the two reservoirs there. Come to do the two bottom bolts just in the bottom there. One up there, one up there. And I think we can find out pretty easily what was wrong with this. So if I press this brake pedal very slightly, it's absolutely pissing out the back of the servo into the bucket, obviously. So it's obviously got a failed seal inside the master cylinder, leaks straight into the servo. As soon as you press the pedal, it's opened up a gap. That is where you don't want to see fluid coming out at the end of your servo. So yeah, I think we're definitely best changing servo and the master cylinder. I've also disconnected our pipes up here, labelled them in the bulkhead. It's a very messy job, very difficult job this. The only other thing is, right up there if you can see it, on the end of the throttle pedal is a little tiny cable right here. That's a pain in the ass to get off as well. I'm not sure how that comes out just yet. We'll manage. I'll come back to you when got more progress. All bolts are out. Throttle cable's out. Absolute nightmare on that. This little thing sits inside. I managed to crack it loose and pull it out. And there was a rubber grommet that goes around this as well, which was a bit of a pain, but I managed to get it out. Yeah, don't want to be doing that again in a hurry. Real pain. Just bring you inside. She's nearly ready to come out. All bolts are out. She's nice and loose, no more throttle cable. So I thought I might as well see the birth. The birthing of the pedal box, and hopefully it comes out nicely. As long as I can manage to keep clear of any wires. Got plenty of towels, rags, just in case there's any excess brake fluid that needs to come anywhere, but the wires are all pretty much out of the way. So I think we'll wrestle this out and hopefully it comes out without too much trouble. Lord only knows how it's going to go back in, but we'll worry about that when we come to it. They certainly don't make it easier for you without too much WrestleMania. Oh, she's nearly there. Come on, baby. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl yet, but we'll soon find out. Well, that was fun. She's out, and it appears to be a girl, because nothing else would give you that much shit, would it? Just thought I'd show you what we're going to be swapping over. Got some nice new parts in here. We've got the new servo. That's where it was leaking from, through the inside that. So yeah, that's the new servo to go on. I'm guessing when I get the other one off, it's going to be pretty much brimmed. I'm going to tip it up, see how much fluid comes out. But yeah, that would be nice. Obviously we've got our new master cylinder. That's going to go on. Beautiful. So yeah, that was just a little recap for today. Was pedal box out, wiring out, all the bolts, throttle cables, air pipes, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, join us next time, folks, for the big swap over. The new master cylinder, new servo, a nice tidy up. See you in a bit.